Welcome to the Protocol Daily Pod. We've got Nicole, Nong, and Jamie.
Yes.
All part of the Thrive and Connect brand. I've done a podcast with Jase Tom, who we all obviously know well, and who is the leader at Thrive and Connect. Before we dig into it, I just wanted to get maybe a little bit of an introduction, because I know you all have different roles and different lanes at Thrive and Connect that are all sort of your areas. So, Nicole, if you wanted to maybe just give a little intro and...
Yeah, my role is...
Might just need to do...
sorry.
Just a little bit closer.
Not used to this.
Nah, it's all good.
I do impact and development, so really around funding, business development, partnerships, etc. So to keep these people doing the good work that they do.
Yep. Putting the money into the programs.
That's right.
Yep. Nong?
My role is, I don't know, I'm just out there. I'm outside. I look,
On the
I'm
ground.
with the kids, I'm on the ground. I'm starting to do a little bit more in the office, but just only a little, but, getting pushed to. Yeah. I'm not very good at, the office stuff. I'm more outside, with the kids getting dirty. So, yeah.
I think from all reports, not just from the Thrive and Connect people that I know, I think you undersell yourself a lot in lots of different aspects, so I'm sure you'd be more than capable, but thank you. And Jamie?
I'll have to lean in when
Yeah, mate.
I'm program coordinator and mentor, so I'm on the ground with Nong a lot, getting our hands dirty, we're out fishing with the kids, but I also do a lot of the logistics behind the programs. And recently a bit of the social media marketing girl as well, which is new for me.
Nice.
But I have been behind the scenes on the socials, just learning new skills in
Nice. I've received a few likes from the Thrive and Connect
that. Oh, that
page.
was me. You're welcome.
And I knew for a fact it wasn't Jase.
No, he hasn't quite worked out Instagram yet.
No. I think that's better in your hands than his.
Yeah. No, that was me.
Yeah. I believe this week is a few days this week are planning sessions for Thrive and Connect.
Yeah,
What's that involved?
It's all about future strategy. So we're doing our 3-year strategy into the future. So the first day we spent talking about our current state and things like vision and mission statements and some of the strengths and weaknesses that we have. And then today we spent time focusing on our vision for the future, like the really, I guess, what would we call it? The really strategic goals, I guess, that we're going to focus on. It was pretty heavy going, and everyone just had an espresso to get us through.
Yeah. Nice. Hopefully
this episode is brought to you by Exert Fitness. Ben and Isaac Sinnott are building a no-nonsense fitness brand around effort, discipline and showing up. From their training community to their elite fitness gear, Exert is made for people who actually train, not just talk about it. Whether you're chasing performance, getting back into routine, or want quality gear that matches your standards, check out Exert Fitness. Use code PROTOCOL15 for 15% off. Huge shout out to Sean, Craig and the team at The Buyers Co for sponsoring today's episode and letting us use this incredible studio space. A special mention to Taylor, also the on-site producer and tech assistant. If you are looking to buy property in Cairns and want an expert buyer's agent to find off-market deals and handle the negotiations for you, Sean is your man. Head to thebuyersco.com.au to get started.
Hopefully this podcast doesn't weigh everyone down too much.
We're not quite used to sitting in an office all day. I mean,
Yeah,
we did have our lunch break collecting crab pots today.
Yep, that was a good
That
wake
helped refresh our brain.
Nice.
But we're generally out running crazy with kids.
Yep.
So office days are hard for us.
Hard, yep. What is Thrive and Connect?
Thrive and Connect.
What is Thrive and Connect?
We thrive, we connect, really. But I feel like Thrive and Connect is different, because we're actually out there. Like, we go, Moolable, Murray Street, like, we're actually in the streets, like, talking to the kids, seeing what they want, like, interacting with them and all that. So we get to, learn more about these kids and, like, what their actual situation is,
Yeah.
So we immerse ourselves in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty much we're working with those disengaged kids, those ones that maybe the school system isn't designed for, that are maybe struggling or haven't gone to school for a while, or maybe involved with crime or starting to show those early signs. And we're pretty much creating relationships with those people, listening to their needs and adapting, working out how to get them back on that pathway. So we are very much, like Nong said, we're on the ground. We're with those kids. We're in the houses. We are running around with them. Fishing with them is massive for us. We love fishing, and the boys all love it as well, all the kids. But just an organisation to help get them on that better pathway, I guess.
Yeah. And I guess for all of you, like, did you ever think you would end up in a career like this? Because to me, again, this is out of my world, this industry. I'm an accountant who sits down and taps the keys all day. But like these programs that are actually working alongside the kids are probably pretty new. Was for all of you, was it a pathway that you thought you would all end up in?
No way. I feel like when you finish year 12, you finish school, like this is not a job that I didn't even know this job existed. I get paid to fish half the time. Like, definitely did not think I was doing this.
Yeah.
I think we all accidentally fell into this kind of work. We all have a big passion for it. A bit of I would say, a bit more progressive mindset towards the crime that's currently happening up here in North Queensland.
Yeah.
And I guess we went and educated ourselves a bit on what actually needs to be done to change that, and we all accidentally fell into this kind of work.
Fell into it?
Yeah.
What were you doing before this, Nong?
I was doing everything, to be honest. I've done, like, you name it, I've done it, construction, gardening, all that. But what I was doing before, when I came up to Cairns, I was meant to be doing construction, but that didn't work out. It was raining. They said you had to wait like 2 months. So then Greg got me a job doing gardening with his friend. So I was doing gardening. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
And then Jase, Jase was just like, I want to talk to you about something. So we had a meeting, and then he offered me the job. And I kind of told him, like, I'm doing gardening, I'm kind of busy, but, like, I'll see what I can do. And then I slowly got into it. And then, I just transitioned into it, really.
Yeah.
Started doing more hours, just, because I actually didn't know what we were going to do. Like I said, like, what's the job entail? And he said, like, we're just gonna make it up as we go, we'll build. And then I think the first session I think Jase just picked me up and said, we're just gonna get these 2 kids, and then we'll just see what happens. Went there, got the 2 kids, and we went fishing, and it just started from there, just built up.
That's where it started.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're in, like, more on the maybe not on the ground as such, but I have had a look at your, I guess, resume. It's more so into funding, doing grants and that sort of thing.
Yeah, business strategies. And
Yeah.
things like that.
Yeah. What was your history before landing at Thrive and Connect?
I've done lots of things. I started in retail at a national level, then international, and then ended up going into marketing and then consulting. So I guess I'm a bit of a jack of all trades. But I found after having kids, my son is here, I found I don't know, I guess a passion for giving back. So my trajectory changed a little bit, and I started focusing on mission-driven businesses.
Yep.
So I worked as a consultant, going in and doing project management and business development, things like that. And one day I saw this amazing job come up and spoke to Jase on the phone, and his heart and passion for this work just sold me. So, I haven't looked back.
Nice. Yeah, I think that's a very fair way to explain Jase. Passion. How does a business like Thrive and Connect actually work on a day-to-day? Because you're dealing with disengaged youths who would be difficult to have plans and whatnot for, and I would assume potentially change within minutes or hours. So how does the logistics of that work on a day-to-day basis?
There's no plan. We like to think we have a plan. It goes out the window within 2 minutes of these kids. We have to be really, really adaptable. we obviously get sent referrals. Referrals come from schools, youth justice, from child safety, lots of different sources. And then I may have that kid's information, and then we go do a house visit and we go introduce ourselves to the kid. It might take us one kid 10 times to even find them. They're just out with mates, out in the streets, whatever it might be. It might take us 10 times to even get a kid to jump in the car with us, to trust us, and we have to build those trusting relationships. So we work with the kids, I would say.
Yeah.
You can't make a plan. It depends on what the kid is doing or the young person. In an ideal world, it would be nice if they trusted us straight away and just jumped in the car, but it makes sense why they're not like that.
Yeah.
Especially when they're always very, generally a lot of trauma background. But we probably have to make that, our day looks different every day depending on who we're working with.
Yeah. Do the kids, are you seeing the same kids every day, or is it they're on a, Tuesday, Thursday, we see this kid?
So we work with the school terms.
Yep.
That's, I guess, gives it a little bit of structure, as much structure as we can get.
Yep.
So generally, say our Thrive guiding programs, that's a 10-week program. We try and start with the same cohort and end with the same cohort. Again, kids go and come as like crazy timetables all the time. So
Yep.
we try to have a bit of structure with that, and have some routine week to week, and then the next term we'll get a new cohort. Again, it is very adaptable. We may have a young person that didn't engage that well and may need to do another term. Other young people we may send on their way and hope for the best. But yeah, it is always different.
Yeah. So there will be a start and an end point.
Yeah.
Like a kid would come in for a term, and when it gets to that end point, is there a reason, like they get to a level, or is there certain markers that you would say, okay, this kid's, I don't know what the right word is. This kid is okay to maybe get back into the mainstream schooling, or?
I think we like to say that it's good when they don't need us.
Yeah.
If we see kids being independent and being able to go and seek that community support themselves or seek out going back to school, that's all signs in saying they don't need us anymore.
Yeah.
I know it is hard because
usually we got it's the 10-week program for the term, so we have those kids for the 10 weeks.
Yeah.
And then we have so many referrals that you gotta get the new kids in, but then like example, there's a lot of kids.
Memorable, where majority of our kids
park,
are located.
houses all around the park, all the kids in the park. So you just go to a park, all the kids will, they'll just come out.
They all know us.
Yeah, they all know us.
They know our vehicles as well
Even
now.
the little kids, they all ask to come. So let's say last term we had a lot of kids from, and then this term we have a couple. So you'd go there and all the kids from last term would all try to get in the car or try to get in the bus. You'd have little kids just jump in the bus trying to come, so it's kind of hard trying to tell them oh, you've already done the program, but we do try to have sessions at the park.
Yeah.
We'd come, bring some balls, have a barbecue at the park, so then all the old kids and everyone,
We try and create that family atmosphere that, you may have done that 10-week program, but you'll always be a part of Thrive and Connect. May not necessarily be directly part of the program, but we do like to have those check-in sessions. If we hear, say from the school or something, that one of our previous young people have been suspended, we'll go instantly get in the car and go check up on them. Or it doesn't matter if we worked with them 2 years ago or last week, they will always be checking up and bringing them back to us if they do require that bit of extra help.
Yeah. And you always see them let's say you go to Cairns Central, you always see them out just wearing the shirts. They'll always come to you, just say what's up, go around town. There's random kids I've never met before. Oh, Thrive and Connect guy. I'm like, yeah, what's up? I just dab the kids up, say what's up, So, it's good fun.
That's awesome. That there's an actual real desire for the kids to want to be involved in the program.
Yeah.
The challenges that you would run into, I know that I had a chat with Lisa Hurst, which we spoke about previously, and we explored some of the challenges that these kids have, which is, it's really sad, and some of the things are unimaginable what you could think of that they're going through. How do you create an environment when often the home life is far less than desirable place to be at, and then so how do you create that environment at Thrive and Connect, and what do you create there? How do you create it? What is it? What does it look like?
So I guess the main part of what we do is we're teaching those skills to be able to deal with that. As hard as it is, and it took me a long time to work this out. I probably have only worked this out recently, but I can't stop every bad thing happening to these kids. At the start, I was probably in like damage control and trying to like problem solve on how can I make sure this kid never experiences this. But as hard as it is, they're going to experience bad things. And it's up to us to give that, teach those skills to be able to deal with that. So we talk a lot about like emotional regulation or distress tolerance, and helping them have the confidence to be able to face these issues in a positive way.
Yeah.
Is really important. And the other thing we do really well is we are celebrating small wins like they are massive. Our jobs have we see a lot of sad and negative things in our job, and it's very easy to become focused on them.
Yeah.
But if we are those small wins that these kids do, and they're incredible, these kids, the things they come up with and they say to you, and they're so intelligent, but we are just celebrating every little thing with them to make sure that they, that can kind of oversee the negative.
Yeah, that's a big one. Always celebrate the little things.
Yeah.
I mean, we had 2 kids who like never ever went to school, like, and then after doing our program, like they reached out themselves to, I think, Safer Streets to get uniforms, get back to school.
Yeah.
And then I saw them that day, like it was the middle of the day, so they weren't at school, but they were in the uniform, and I talked to him, and he said, yeah, we went for 1 period. So celebrate that,
Yep.
gave him a lift home,
That's
everything.
like incredible.
Like, that's a big achievement. Just having gone to school for years, just to go to 1 period is a big achievement. And now, you said the other day they went like what?
Yeah, they've gone 10 days in a row now.
Consistency. So that's-
Which is the chances of a kid who hasn't gone to school in 2 years to have that initiative themselves. It's not like there's parents pushing them to go to school. It's them actually getting up and deciding it's massive.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
even if they are not engaging in class, even if they're going there and they're just sitting on the oval, for us, that is a huge step, and we make sure they know that, and that is really, really important, that is a big win.
Yeah. I guess having an impact on the kids that come into the program, and then them going back out to their to their where they live, and speaking to the other kids and members around in their family. Do you see that they then go back and have a positive impact on other other people they're connected with? Is that like, I guess, it's not just the direct kids who you're having an impact on, it's sort of setting the standards, setting the behaviours, and then they're able to, I guess, go back and implement that as well?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think recently we've been really trying to actually start saying that to the kids, because it's a big thing that they really struggle understanding why it's only 10 weeks and why they can't come back. And we've been having to explain to them that, no, we need you now to go and teach your family what we've done here at Thrive and Connect. You need to go back and share your learnings, and we've been trying to explain that to them, that that's just as important, which I think they're starting to see, and they probably do it a lot without them even knowing.
They got like a lot of little brothers, little siblings and that, so to see your older sibling change and, start doing better, like, you'll look up to that and you start adopting those behaviours,
Yeah.
And we even see them calling out others, like, we're very big on, like, don't call me miss. Like, I will get mad at you if you call me miss. And the kids are all like, miss, mister, miss. And it's very big to us that we use names, or you use respectful terms. Miss is what they call someone they're trying to annoy them, right? So to me, it's very important that I call you by your name, you need to use my name, or at least try to remember it. And when we go to like the park and we're doing group sessions and their little siblings are there, the little sibling will come up, Miss, and they'll be like, no, that's Jamie. And you see that, the way they speak to him, like, no, we don't do that here. We use names.
Yeah.
And that's really, really cool to see.
Yeah. That is cool to see. I think that was like another thing I spoke with Lisa about in terms of, you know, the kids taking back to, because they don't have role models, they don't see good behaviours at their home. But the new school, the Ahana Academy, that is opening soon, that was one of the big drivers there for sure. Probably more like on the business side. How does the grant act, like going through the logistics of grants? There's so much more to it that I don't even know. So I'm not sure the exact questions even. But is it mainly grants and that sort of thing that you're trying to?
Yeah, we're exactly what we've been talking about today.
Yeah.
So we have developed a funding strategy, essentially. We're highly dependent on grants right now, which is not where we want to be. So we have a social enterprise, and we're just about to launch a not-for-profit. Lisa Hurst is actually going to be our chair, which is very cool.
Great.
But the idea is that the social enterprise will create our own revenue through that. So Nong's running a program called Cast and Connect, and I'm going to give it a plug. So we're doing a holiday program soon. So we're hoping to get kids involved who are looking for things to do on the school holidays, and it runs for a week.
Yep. 5 days.
Yep, 5 days, first or second week of school holidays.
Yep, 6th of July to the 10th of July.
Yep. So if anyone's looking for something to do.
Yep.
But we're also running a soft skills program, which is really based on the human skills, and maybe you guys can articulate it a bit better than me, but it's where AI is kind of taking over, and they're talking a lot about the fact that it's going to take over jobs. We know that, this, maybe Jase, I need you to explain it.
I think I spoke maybe the soft skills of
It's like
just personable skills of being able to talk, and
having curiosity, having initiative,
self-regulation, all of these different skills that we work on.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's as applicable to adults as it is to children, right? So anyway, that's another avenue that we're looking at.
Yeah.
And grants are something that is very government dependent. So it depends what's going on, like who's in charge, where they want to invest the money. So we just keep following that and taking every opportunity that we can along the way.
Yeah. Dealing with the government for grants and the like, I'm sure would not be maybe not the best process.
It's incredibly competitive, and there's lots of people out there doing incredibly good work, like we are, and we're unfortunately all going for the same pots of money. So
So I guess the idea, part of the idea behind Cast and Connect is to almost have a private funding.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what the social enterprise will do. So we'd like to get to a point where our social enterprise is primarily funded through services that we deliver to community, and then the government will just support us on core funding.
Yeah.
Some of our other ones.
Is there there is the option for, but I guess just private businesses if
Absolutely.
If there's a need. Is there an appetite for that? Really?
Yes. Yeah, I think so. And I mean, we're certainly having conversations now. We're looking at people who are interested in the work that we do. It's challenging though, because again, there's lots of people doing exactly what we're doing. Not exactly the same. We have different strengths.
Of course.
But I think we're really working hard to help people understand the other side, the kids' stories, what they're going through. Really, Jamie's really good at capturing the stories of change and the journey of the young people, and that's what we're trying to educate people about at the moment. We hope people fall in love with it the way we have.
Yeah. The Thrive and Connect would be, I guess, an alternative schooling system or an alternative, or is it a program that's trying to get kids back into the?
Yeah, I wouldn't say we're specifically that alternative school. We're not like Ohana, but we are more what we've been discussing today and yesterday a lot is we're that bridge where that helped them put them on the pathway to the next schooling system or the workforce or whatever it might be, giving them the push to go receive mental health help they need or whatever it might be. We're more that bridging service.
Yep.
That's why we have more short-term programs, is because in that time we're helping build that skill set, whether it's distress tolerance or emotional regulation, whatever it might be, to then give them the confidence and the skills to then go on to their next stage. So I would say we're more that bridging service.
Yeah. When kids come into the program, are they really open, keen, eager, or are they guarded, or is there a mix?
I want to say every kid's different, to be honest.
Okay.
Like some kids, you'd go, first day you meet them, just like, oh, we got the program, you want to come? And they'll just be like, yep, let's jump in the car. Other kids, nah. I remember one kid, I went to his house maybe 6, 8 times. I brought other kids he knew with him. I did everything, and every time it'd be like, nah, just not coming, And then other kids would come to a program, they'll be real shy the first day, and then the next week they'll just open up, So in saying that, every kid's different, really.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but we can, I know how to say it, but we adapt to that, We adapt to the kids' needs, and we can see that, and
If they're like the kid that you go to see 6 to 8 times, how does he get into the program if he is denying to come for the first 6 to 8 times?
We just stay consistent, to be honest. We just stay consistent because, for us, we don't pressure the kids to come. I remember the first time I went, this kid, he wanted to come so bad, but he was at the swimming pool. So I went to the swimming pool, and I didn't know who he was, and I saw some kid jump in the pool, and I just went up to him, oh, is that your name? He's like, yup. I was like, oh, perfect, come with me. And I'm like, where's your mum? So I'm like, okay, let's go to your mum before you come. I'm like, you excited to come? He's like, yeah, all good. We go talk to his mum. She's all happy, all cool. And I'm like, let's go. And then we're about to leave, and he's like, are we swimming? I said, what? He's like, are we swimming? I looked around, we're at the swimming pool. I was like, oh, no, we don't swim in our program. He's like, I'm not coming. I was like, that's fine by me. I said, okay, all good. I'll see you next week, all this. And the mum couldn't believe I was just so cool. Just been like, okay, we'll just see you next week, And then the next week he came, and that kid, he loves the program. He wants to come every week now. So it's one of those,
So a kid like that though, what's his initial entry into the program?
Initial entry?
How do we get his details?
How do you get his details? Is he coming via...
So our referrals come from lots of different sources. That one was from a behavioural support therapist. So a specific worker that knows of us, we're friends with, and then referred him.
Yep.
Most of our kids are coming from Cairns Safer Streets, which is a service here in Cairns, and youth justice. So kids that have gotten in trouble with the law, and they then get a youth, a case manager, and then they will refer that kid, so give us the kid's details to go follow up, and they'll give us short summary of this is their name, this is their situation, and generally when we're going to a house, we don't know a lot, to be honest. We go into some pretty crazy situations sometimes. Nong's got a specific fear of dogs.
It's not a fear. It's
a lot of the houses we go to have some pretty aggressive dogs. We've learnt the hard way.
It's a legitimate fear.
When you get attacked a couple of times by dogs, you become accustomed to, caution. I've had a dog, door closed, it jumped up, opened the door and ran at me, jumped at me. So after having experienced that, I'm more cautious about these dogs.
I think that's a fair fear. That's legitimate.
Oh, sometimes he's scared of some pretty small chihuahuas.
If you guys want to call it a fear, we can do that. We can do that.
We deal with some interesting situations at some houses. There's some probably not what we have all grown up with that are happening at these houses.
What's the question again?
The challenge. What are some of the challenges you see up here? Obviously there's I assume it's mostly within there, just every range of problem you could have at home.
Many challenges, even just finding the kids at times. Some kids won't be at home for ages. All this, one kid got suspended, and after he got suspended, he wasn't at home for days. So like, you just run into him. Yep, you just be
And you
in
just
town.
hope that you have worked out the spots he goes to and run into him on the street.
Yeah, yeah. So some of these kids, like, a safe place is the library. You find a lot of the kids at the library. If they're not at home, they'll be at the library playing Roblox on the computer. They love Roblox. So yeah, you always go to the library and you find the kids at the library. So that's a good place, the library. And the libraries are good with the kids. Like, they'd be loud at times, but the library, like, you'd expect them, oh, it's a library, be quiet. But they adjust to the kids, so it's good to see, you know? It's like a safe place for them.
I did see that last week, funnily enough. I went to a local library.
Yeah, lots of kids there. We always see our kids there. Yeah. Another, like, really common challenge for these kids, I think it's important to mention, is majority of our kids are First Nation. And unfortunately, I wish I could solve it, but unfortunately just the racism that these kids do experience, or the judgment, walking into places and having that judgment on them. Kids are not dumb. These kids know when people are staring at them when they walk in a shopping centre and the security guard's following them thinking they're going to steal. These kids know that and they pick up on that. So just feeling that not welcome or that judgmental environment is not good for anyone, but especially young people.
Yeah. On the counter to that, I guess, what are we doing or what do you guys do to break? Because they have these challenges at home that are just insurmountable and things we could not imagine, and then they enter Thrive and Connect, and what happens?
Well, that safe place to come to is obviously so important. Just building relationships with these kids that you build a trusting relationship that these kids feel comfortable to come to you for help if needed, or can feel accepted to be themselves.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, even school in itself is not a safe place for these kids. They are not necessarily welcomed in your traditional school system. They don't suit it. They may be struggling with schoolwork and really behind in schoolwork, and that's not a safe place for them to be. So we really approach it with a non-judgmental, safe and accepting place for them. It's probably really, really important. And what we were just discussing, like not giving up on them, as in working with the kids. If they're out on the streets and we can't find them, we're not just going to give up on them. You learn where do they usually hang out? Oh, we'll meet here, and we know they catch this bus. So if we meet at this bus stop, we might run into them, and then we can chat to them at the bus stop, or like meeting their needs. Like maybe they feel uncomfortable being in a car, so we'll be like, oh, that's cool. Let's walk over here. Let's go for a walk, and we'll have a conversation doing that. So just adapting and making sure it's the safest place for them.
What are some of the stories that you see with, like, some success stories, you know, kids coming in, as we said, with plenty of troubles, and then I guess towards the end of the program, is there like a couple of specific stories or any that stick out to you that are?
You see like the trajectory of some kids, like it just changes throughout. I don't know what the word is.
Drastically.
Yeah, that's the word. Like, we can't mention names, but we had a kid that came in, child safety. Like, the way he was going was like be in jail or something. You know, like, we'd just crash out, jump out of cars, just do whatever. And now, after our program, like, I always see him at the basketball courts, and he's chill. Like, he's just a good guy now, you know? He's just a normal kid. He's just a normal kid, looks after his little sister, always brings his sister to the court. He's just, I don't know, he's just a good kid. He's just, like, has so much life. Like, you can just see the change, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he sees me, we say, what's up? I play him in basketball. Like, he's just a kid now. Before, it's like he wanted to grow up so fast because, like life just made him grow up so fast. But now he's like a kid again, like, just doing kid things. So, yeah, it's good to see.
And that's, like, he's just engaging, and he was obviously through the Thrive and Connect program.
It was just showing him that, like, there's more to life than what life has given you, like, you know?
Yeah.
Just showing him, like you don't have to grow up so fast. You're still a kid, you know? Like, there's people that care about you, you know?
If you're, like, so I know you guys said you fish every day. Well, I don't think the government's funding a fishing program directly.
Yeah.
We might have to cut that bit out. But I guess I know there is more to the fishing than just going out and catching fish. What's the purpose, and how do you obviously get the kids involved so that they can actually get something out of it?
So like we use fishing as we use fishing to engage the kids, you know? Like if they just came to a program and we sat them down, we told them, hey, this is bad, this is good. Like
That's school.
Yeah.
And school didn't work for them.
they're not going to listen, but through fishing, we're able to engage and have conversations while fishing, you know? And like they get to learn stuff. And like, I don't know, like when I started, I didn't know how to fish. So I'd get the kids to show me how to fish. And then I'd show them like, oh, wow, you're so good at this. Like, imagine using these skills in this way, like just teach them there's more about it. Like, but we use fishing, I don't know how to say it, but we use
It's
fishing.
an engagement tool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you can, like, patience. If they don't know how to do a knot, generally and we see it every day, they will try, they fail, and they throw the rod. And they will do this, like, even just Monday, the last program we had with the kids, we had about 5 rods thrown. Whereas you can then sit them down and work through and explain how accepting it is to fail. We're not great at everything. We all make mistakes, and we work through that process on how to learn and how to have the confidence to make mistakes or give something a go. There's so much you can learn through fishing. Just the fact being outdoors and not between 4 walls. Like, we're outside. We're in a free, a space and environment that feels safe to them. And also just the classic, like, standing side by side rather than face-to-face conversations. Like, it's quite confronting when I'm, like, face-to-face. Whereas if we're holding a fishing rod and standing side by side, it's a lot less confronting. And it feels like they're more welcome to have these conversations with us.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's huge. I think that's huge, not even just with disengaged youth. I think that's a nearly across the board thing. Meeting someone, sitting directly across from them and eyeballing them and then talking to them is confronting.
Yeah.
Driving, doing something with them that's actually working with someone, all of a sudden it's like that's not the main focus point, but you can actually still and have really good conversations. The emotional toll of this. Sorry, Nicole, it's not, I know you...
Oh, no, not at all. I said this is their bag, not mine, so they're good.
Yeah, I guess you see some heavy stuff day to day. You have to try and compartmentalise it at the end of the day, and then you obviously still see kids when you're down shooting the basketball down in the courts or whatever. So I guess it mixes with your social lives as well when you live in the community. How do you compartmentalise it and just sort of try and deal with it when you're working and then not when you're not working?
I don't know if I've actually mastered this one. We all have big hearts. That's why we do the job we do. So it's obviously heartbreaking to see some of the things we do see. And when a young person that you really care about opens up to you about something that's maybe happened at home, it breaks my heart. Like, not gonna lie, sometimes I drive home from work and I'm crying. Like, you hear some pretty bad stuff, but as hard as it is, you do get better at separating it. As in, when you're at work, you're focused on, not how to solve it, but you're confident within yourself that you've delivered a program or skills to this kid that they are going to they're equipped to be able to deal with that. And you just have to, I guess, have confidence in yourself that you've done your job right.
Yeah.
But we do care a lot, so I think it does get to us sometimes.
It's hard.
I just try to focus on the positive. Like,
Yeah.
with everything, just try to focus on the positive. And then, I don't know, I don't really let too much get to me. Like, I just focus on the positive. That's about it.
Yeah. When you see kids who maybe aren't progressing or, like you said, it's really hard. It's rare that kids will drop out of the program, or you won't, or you might not continue to pick them up.
Yeah.
How do you deal with that?
It does happen.
Or more so like, you know, probably lack of progress, or you just see kids who are just
Yeah, it does.
like, this is just not for them.
Or sometimes you send them off on their pathway and they're doing really well. And we did have a young person that was amazing and doing incredible. And we recently, about 6 months after working with him, we've recently found out that he's actually been expelled and he's gone the opposite way. So we've gone and paid him a visit and gone to revisit him. But I think we're really strength focused. Just really focusing on a young person's strengths, and we really truly do see like amazing things in each and every one of the kids we are working with, so trying to focus on that.
Yeah.
But there's never no progress, but sometimes it is minor or smaller than what we would have hoped. But if we really try and focus on what actually did happen and what positive thing did progress, it does help with that.
And I guess, I spoke again, speaking with Jase and Lisa, but one of the big things that I got out of those conversations was just looking for a trajectory change, or like just a pivotal point to try and just to, like, if their progress is going like this, just to try and change that trajectory somewhat, and then that can often be what starts.
Or finding a strength in them that we can then use that strength and build off that to help them go the opposite way.
Yeah. Why do these activities, alternative activities, work? There's more than there's not just fishing. I'm assuming there might be some other stuff that you guys do as well.
I got another kid. I do gym with him, so I don't know. It gives like a purpose. Like, let's say this kid I take to a gym, like his dream was to go to jail. Like, it just say, I want to go to jail.
That's all he would say.
That's all he would say. Like, I just want to go to jail. I can't wait to get to jail. I'm going to do everything to make sure I get to jail. And like, you know, so we started gymming, and then you'd see after a period of time, like, he would shift. Like, he'd tell his carer, make me steak and rice. I want to get big. Like, now I'm going to do 1,000 push-ups. His YouTube changed when I first came to his house. All his YouTube videos were just rap, just violence, just all that. And then next thing I saw, gym videos, like he's focusing on the gym, just trying to get big, just, you know, just changing that. Like, these alternate activities give them purpose. Like with that kid now, his purpose is getting big in the gym instead of trying to go to jail, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Or giving them a stronger identity.
Yep.
Instead of his identity being, I'm only good enough for jail, so that's what he lent into. Because that's why he would say it. He thought that was all he was good enough for, and that's what everyone sees him as, a criminal, so he lent into it. Whereas now we've given him another, or Nong, I should say, Nong's worked amazing with this young person. We've given him another part of his identity that he can feel strongly and proud of.
Yeah. That's crazy to have that. To have that as a goal.
Yeah. He would say it quite proudly.
Yeah. I guess that's the environment that
Yeah.
you're around, and you just think it's probably the easiest option. What's the future of Thrive and Connect? What is there? I guess you've had 2 days of planning without giving me the secret sauce of what, so we don't give all the other competitors a jump ahead. But is there, I guess, funding goals? Is there staffing goals? Is there?
We want to expand. We have goals of world domination. Of course. Sorry, I'm not very good at this. We have goals to expand beyond Cairns.
Yep.
Of course, there's funding goals, but we really want to have impact, and I think everything we're doing, we want to do it well. And I think a lot of our focus was about refinement as opposed to trying to do lots of new things. We want to get really amazing at the stuff that we know we're onto something. We know we're doing amazing work. We just want to keep getting better at that. Yep. And we figure that the success will come off the back of that.
Yeah. You know? Yeah. It's sort of a tricky one, because growing in this space, when you're dealing with, like, obviously means there's larger population of disengaged people, but I guess ultimately it is out there, and there's such a huge focus on it.
Yes.
We
From a
turn
government level.
kids back every day.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely, it's hard to do. I personally really struggle with it, but I try and grab every kid I possibly can, and I need to stop doing that. But we generally don't have the resources or the money to do what Cairns Streets needs at the moment. Yet. We're getting there, and that's our goals. But like, we have to turn kids back all the time. It's such a big need for it.
Yeah. Is that a funding or a staffing or both?
Both.
Both.
Funding unlocks everything for us.
Yeah, then you can go from there.
That's right.
What's the quirkiest thing about Jase Tom? I need an answer from everyone.
I don't know how much I could
think
expose
for me,
you right
it's
now.
Pretend he's not in the room.
It's the random stories, like, I don't know, no filter. It's
He's recently picked up a new hobby.
yeah. Oh, I think that one's yours. Yeah.
He's very proud of it, and we're really supportive here at Thrive and Connect, but he's not good at it. He's picked up the saxophone, and he brings it into the office.
The saxophone.
Yeah. And
Wow.
with the white gloves too.
Yes,
like, you've
people,
got to have
white
the full
gloves,
picture.
and Jase is the most random boss you will.
Yes.
Well, just the most random person you ever meet. He just is.
Yes.
He just has an idea, and he's like, once his mind's set on that, he's like, yep, I'm doing this. And that day his mind was, I'm going to walk into the office with Michael Jackson white gloves and pretend that I know how to play the saxophone. Which keeps our days entertaining.
I definitely know that's not a lie. I believe that completely. Nong, what's the quirky or lateral, or what's
I wouldn't
the
say-
weirdest idea you've ever heard?
Nah, I'll say this in a good way. Like,
Yeah.
he's really, I don't know, open and supportive. Let's say I said I want to go to the moon tomorrow. He would do everything in his power to help me get to the moon. Like, you know,
Yeah.
he'd just let's plan it out right now. How are we gonna do it? Step,
Nothing's too much of a crazy idea
Yep.
for him.
That is true.
Yep.
Yes.
So yeah, I like that. So I wouldn't quirky. I wouldn't say that, but it's like, you know, just
and we've
driven.
brought some weird ideas
Yep.
to him,
Yep.
and he's been like, sure.
Let's try it.
That, I believe it. I don't think there would be. I think it's generally the other way. The ideas come from him as opposed to the.
There's a lot of that. Yeah.
Oh, he does like create a workplace though where it's very encouraged to
100%.
think outside the box.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
Nong and myself have probably come with some weird ideas as well. We hang around him too much.
What do we see for Thrive and Connect? Like, I guess staff is the plan. The plan is to grow. I guess more support staff on the ground.
Yeah. Yeah, we have lots of ideas that we throw around, but we came up with a vision statement, and I guess the interesting thing for me that came out of it was that we actually flipped it. We weren't talking about the young people anymore. We were talking about the adults and how adults contribute, like changing their perception to one of positivity and opportunity, and that anything is possible with these young people instead of judging them as incapable or like a problem. That's where we want to get to, where Australia, the world, actually looks at young people differently and sees possibility.
Yeah. Thank you very much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I appreciate you taking your time. Who knows? We might be able to sit down again in 6 months' time, or in future, to see where this behemoth has got to.
Absolutely.
I'm excited to see what Thrive and Connect becomes. So, thank you very much.
Thank you for the
Thank you
opportunity.
for having us.
No worries at all. Thanks, guys.
All good.
Well done.
Woohoo!
Thank you.